Friday night snooker. You cannot beat it. Hello, a very good evening to you. Welcome to the Crucible. Both semi-finals set for an intriguing finale this weekend. And tonight we will be concentrating on Scotland's veteran Alan McManus, looking to build on a very impressive session this morning against China's Junhui.
Alan McManus has to get a good start today, has to win this session. Wonderful opening left. Excellent shot. Quite remarkable, Ken, really. 5 centuries in 9 frames. Unbelievable. Decided to knock the black in, and what a fabulous break it was. Junhui goes further clear and now leads by 7 frames to 2. It would be great if he could return with a high break, just to let Ding know he's not going away.
Lovely shot. Very nice. Well played, Alan McManus. Another ton up, I tell you. They've been treated to some fantastic snooker.
Can I just explain to whoever is watching? This game is not as easy as this. Amazing. Amazing. This Crucible crowd are witnessing some of the best break building they've ever seen. Junhui absolutely on fire. He doesn't realise it's the interval. He does now. He's going to the interval leading by 9 frames to 3 and smiles all the way.
Nice shot. Alan McManus gets another frame on the board. He's played it nicely. Played it lovely. Little trick shot. Well, hold on. Wait for the black.
This time it's really close. There it is. Finishes off with a trick shot. A wonderful break of 136. He takes a bow. He's queuing well now.
The old tartan trousers are bringing a bit of luck. In goes the pink. And what a frame that may turn out to be for Alan McManus. Well played. This has been a tremendous session of snooker from both players.
4 centuries from Ding in the first session. 5 centuries between them in this session.
Let's see that. Go on, they want to see it. I love a trick shot. Come on, it's close. Go on. Oh! Crowd on their feet as Ding shakes his hand. And what a session of snooker we've had. It's Junhui who leads 9 frames to 7.
Well, and with the Manos on the commentary team this morning, that was pretty special, Ken.
Unbelievable stuff from both players. It was all Junhui in the front. We thought he was going to run away with it. And what does Alan McManus do? He comes back out, 3 centuries in 4 frames, closes the gap to 9-7. And now all of a sudden the momentum has swung.
What's going on? He's 45 years of age. You're supposed to be the part where you can't concentrate, where your nerve goes. What's happening?
Yeah, he comes out to the waterfront, doesn't he, the music? He should be coming out to rolling back the years, I think, might be more appropriate. But he's done fantasticously well. He won 3 matches in the qualifiers and he's carried that momentum. He's always had a good round game. But what he's doing in this championship, he's scoring very heavily, and he's right back in this
Well,
match.
we were in the Champions League, myself, Stephen, and Steve Davis, and we were wondering, has he found a new super diet? But then he came in, had a plate of sandwiches and 2 packets of cheese and onion crisps, so we know it's not that.
That must be the secret.
Yeah, but as for Ding Junhui, bizarrely, he's 9-7 ahead, but he's seen someone claw back into this match. He must be under pressure tonight.
All of a sudden now, he's the hunted. And that does create a little bit of pressure. He thought he was going to have a much bigger lead going into this session. All of a sudden, it's only cut to 2. A little bit more pressure. These opening exchanges are going to be very important.
Well, more of the same, please, boys. And Rob Walker, it's all yours.
Thanks, John. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an extraordinary match this is turning out to be. 16 frames so far, 8 centuries. One more tonight would see history written at the Betfred World Snooker Championship. This has the makings of one of the all-time classic semi-finals. What a night to be here at the Crucible. Please welcome a player who is producing the best snooker of his career 25 years after his Crucible debut. His 3 centuries this morning were absolutely sublime. The 136 finished with a 4-cushion exhibition shot. You couldn't make it up. This run of form at the age of 45 is one of the all-time great Crucible semi-final stories. And he is taking it all in those giant tartan strides. So raise the roof. He's Alan "The Angles" McManus. What an equally amazing performance from his opponent so far. 4 centuries yesterday and a mere 138 this morning. He too has come through qualifying, and he too has never played better so far here at the Crucible. Here comes a man carrying the weight of expectation of a nation on his shoulders. Enter the dragon, Ding Junhui!
Thank you. Frame 17. Alan McManus to break.
Good evening, Jason. Good evening, everybody. I thought the performance, Dennis, this morning from Alan McManus was as good as I've seen from anybody here at the Crucible. Never mind somebody who you thought was in the twilight of his career.
It was. I watched it as well, John, from the hotel bedroom, and it was incredible. I enjoyed every ball potted. Well, he come out blowing kisses, but he had a little bit of hang on there. He didn't do that on purpose. He's not that. It looked like Norman Wisdom. He used to do that, didn't he? When he got his knighthood. Remember Norman tripping as he walked away from the Queen? But yeah, I mean, the way Alan McManus has played at 9-3, I'm starting to think Ding wants to get this over with a session to spare. I'll tell you what, the way Alan finished the last 4 frames was probably better than I've ever seen him play when he was at his best, John.
Well, half chance, but never easy. Tight up against the side cushion as he was. Just trying to drop it in for the black. red he could leave was the one he was playing, and that's in the middle of the table. Ding Junhui may take the pot on. Looks like he's going for the right middle. Look at the pot success in the second session this morning. 95% Alan McManus, 94% Ding Junhui. That's unbelievable snooker. But Ding Junhui had a half a chance, as Alan did, but he missed it.
And Alan's got half a chance. He can take this red on. There's Angles McManus on the t-shirt there. Now he can play this in two ways. There's just something in his eye line. Someone's just moving. He's just having a word with the referee, Olivier Marteel. Yeah, it's just a matter of keeping still. You don't mind someone in your eye line as long as they're not moving around. Now he can play this in such a way that he could play for the black. Because the only red he could leave was the one he took on. And he's left a possible pot of that red up past the blue. I think Alan would have loved to carry on the way the last four frames went. So who's going to settle first this evening?
Good opening pot. Now they're looking round to see what's left, because that cue ball has just run away slightly. And he's very close to the side cushion. 75% long pot success for Ding Junhui. That's very good. Digging in makes this blue missable. Always makes it more difficult when you're striking down on the cue ball.
Ding Junhui won.
And it must be a bit of a shock to his system, Dennis, when you consider he was leading 9-3 and he's come into this third session of the semi-final only 2 frames ahead.
Well, I'm sure he had a good chat with Terry Griffiths, who's been looking after him, and he would have explained, you know, forget now about what's happened, forget the 9-3 advantage, start from here, but it's got to be at the back of his mind, even though you try to think positive.
And another thing, Dennis, and it's very obvious, Alan's got the crowd on his side. There's a tremendous reception when he was introduced by Rob Walker.
Well, after the session, in the lift at the hotel, there was a gentleman in full Scottish dress with his kilt, had a Zimmer frame. He probably had a bit of a stroke or something, but he was absolutely delighted. He'd just been to watch Alan, and he was making his way back to his room, and he was so looking forward to this evening session.
4.
Nice shot to come around off 2 cushions. As long as he's not straight on this black, he's got options of 2 or 3 reds to play for. And he just had the angle that was required. Maybe just got into that cue ball a little bit too much. I think he played for the red to the left corner. He's on the one to the right corner as well.
Yeah, he had a bit of a nosebleed this morning,
12.
Alan, and had to have a tissue up his nose, and I think there might just be a little bit still there, but it's certainly not hindering him, that's for sure. But the thing was, John, you expect Alan to do a bit of grinding. He was, you know, winning the frames with 2 century breaks. You know, he's winning it,
90.
winning the frames in style.
That's the word, Dennis. Style. Very,
20.
very impressive. And this is a good opportunity. Nice angle on the black. Just a stun for the red in the same pocket. And there's still a couple of reds loose. Doesn't have to consider going into them just yet. 68
27.
would be the target to get to the snooker's required stage. If he was straight, there'd be no hesitation, but he wants to leave just enough angle on the black.
28.
If you leave an angle on the ball, then it makes it that much easier to get on the next ball. And he looks to have landed nicely on the black. Just seeing if there's another red available, maybe a plant. But he'll play for the open red first.
Yeah, there's a possible 3-ball plant in there, so he's thinking 2 or 3 shots ahead. Now he's finished low on this red, so key shot coming up. If he runs through, he'll bring the blue out of the pack,
35.
send it towards the corner pocket, open a few reds up. So this is a very important shot coming up. I think he's bound to be on the blue or black, playing it with top spin. No,
36.
he would like to take that one again. I think he needed a little bit of stun and a bit more pace to bring the blue and reds out. He's back looking at the plant, so if he plays a straightforward safety shot, he could leave that on. So he'll have to hide the cue ball here behind one of the balk colours. No, he's leaving it at this end because of that possible plant.
Alan McManus, 36.
And quite clever, he pushed the black safe, the blues near the cushion. So 35-point advantage. It's pretty good with the big colours tied up at the moment.
Good target behind green and brown here. And you'd think he'd have to play this a half ball safety. Just playing straight up and down is a danger you could run into the blue. So he needs to catch this half ball with a lot of right hands. Oh, he's coming down the other side of the table, so he's got to catch this thin. He's just concentrating on getting the cue ball back to the balk end. And if it bounces a little bit and Junhui can't get past the pink to that red sticking out, then he's got to be careful he doesn't run into the blue here. But as I said with Alan's shot, there is a chance here. Got to miss the blue, but a chance to get in behind that green and brown. Went a simpler way and could not have played it any better. A little tap on the table there from Alan, who once again is looking resplendent in that tartan suit. Keeps picking little bits up off the floor. Look at the muck in this place.
Yeah, he must be very tidy around the house, must Alan.
Not that tidy in the house.
He didn't hear me, folks. The players can't hear the commentary, just the spectators with their headsets, which have to be turned down sometimes. It can come out through the earpieces. It's not bad. mishit that, but he'll settle for the outcome. And it's Ding who's got advantage now because he can get in behind the green and brown. Might even bring the black into play while attempting that shot.
That's excellent safety. But Alan can get through to the reds, the right-hand side of the pink as we look. He's got to catch this one a bit better. He caught the last safety shot too thick. This time too thin. Much too thin. He may have left a red on here.
Sure.
Yeah, this is a bit of a test. He very rarely misses this type of shot, but let's see if he has settled here this evening. Not quite. So just a few worrying signs early on here for Ding Junhui.
In the ground?
I'm not sure what he's signaling to there. The referee has spotted something.
Nothing is switched on here, making noises. No.
There's some sort of
No
noise
earpieces.
coming from whether it's backstage somewhere or not, I'm not sure. Of course, it's so quiet in the Crucible when you get down to the semi-final stages, just the one table there. There's no noise, no distraction from the other table.
Half an attempt at the plant, but catching the black, he's not got a very good cue ball. So you'd think, well, this red just below the pink does cut back into the left corner. It's a thin one. It's a good one, but is he on a colour? Not good.
And left with a nervy little shot of he's to roll up behind the yellow or black, because these cloths are so fast, even that shot can be a little bit tricky. But the way the reds are, if he could get a snooker here, what an advantage he could gain. So can he judge it? Played it well.
Ding Junhui won.
I'm just looking at it immediately. There's no easy red to lay on. The one to the left of the black spot near the cushion. If he could land on that, he's going to leave the one to the right. So he'll have to give this a little bit of thought. So angles, McManus is going to be tested here.
Well, it looks like he's preparing for the two-cushion escape with pace here. Maybe flicking that red just to the left of the pink. Judged it to perfection. Living up to his name there.
Yeah, we're even getting whistles from the crowd now. That was a terrific escape. Got to be careful here. If he takes the pot on, he doesn't cannon the red to the right of the black spot there. He's back in the same spot again. Can he judge the shot as he did previously?
Thank you.
Yes, the last time he played it, he played a little bit of drag on the cue ball. So he could hit it a little bit firmer, and that drag slowed it up. But now he's tight to the cushion. that's not an option. If he rolls to it, he's got to do it dead weight. So I think he's just trying to get the cue ball back to the bottom cushion here. Well, change your mind. Trying to trickle up to the yellow. Doesn't want to leave it short. Hit it too hard.
Ding Junhui 1.
No snooker for me there.
All depends how much of this red that Alan can see. Can't see the one to the right. He may have to play the one onto the red and blue and screw back into the balk area. If he can play thin off it, that would be better. I think that's the shot he's attempting. Yeah, well judged.
Can you check the volume of your earpieces, please? Some of them are a bit loud, thank you.
Yeah. Olivier, Marteel just telling the audience, just check your earpieces and turn them down a little. It's a pretty good shot there. It's the modern wear these days. Lots of the spectators have earpieces. Never used to be the case. Sometimes makes it a little bit difficult for us, John, you know, because we're commentating for the people at home, but the people turn up at the venues now and they want to have the earpieces. We haven't had many tactical battles in this match. Most of the frames have been won with one visit. The average frame time just over 17 minutes. There's the average shot time. That's far from pedestrian, that's for sure. But this is a key frame, because if Alan takes it, John, and wins 5 frames in a row, Ding Junhui is going to be under all sorts of pressure.
Yes, I think he's under pressure now. He's looking at this red to the right corner, but he can't play that. Could he be running into those reds on the left-hand side of the table? We've got to hit this just right. And has done. That's an excellent safety. Well played.
Can he find the gap back down here? Of course, Angles can. Well played. Maybe a bit of a shot to nothing here, John. What do you think if he...
Well, Alan couldn't do much more than what he did, to be honest with you, but this red, obviously, it's just to the right of the blue goes, the one in the middle of the table, just below the pink goes. But nothing that easy, and so far this evening, okay, Ding Junhui has snicked in a few long pots, but he's not played them with great confidence to stop short of the baulk line. And being 33 points behind, he knows if he takes a risky pot on and misses it, Alan McManus with one more chance could clinch this frame. Good pot. And that time he did play it with a bit more confidence and stopped short of the baulk line, so he's on the colour.
He's way ahead in the long pot success department. But a couple of difficult reds still there, so not an easy chance. Oh, good job he didn't hit it any harder. He'd have knocked the blue in. He didn't intend to cannon the blue,
5.
that's for sure.
this red just slightly off the cushion, but he's tempted by it because he's only just have to drop it in and be on the blue. And that's going to be an awkward red later on in this visit. Still 28 points behind.
And I don't think he's got the angle to pot this red and move the difficult one off the cushion, because the blue's over the pocket. He's just looking to see, but I don't think it's a natural angle to do that. It's always a bit risky, you know, potting a red and trying to develop a red. But with the blue near the pocket, if the angle was there, he'd play it. That just made sure of getting nicely on his next colour.
6.
So the angle wasn't there to bring one of the difficult reds into play. And sometimes these tactical frames can be just as exciting as the frames that are won with one visit.
Yeah.
10.
Nice positional shot, but now the work starts, because the 3 reds after this one are all very awkwardly placed.
$11.
Could play the pink here and stun across for the red on the right hand side of the table. The reason I say that, then he could just roll the red in. He knows that the blue's, well, going to be potable, even if he's tight against the cushion. So stunning across for the red on the right hand side of the table. Well, I'm very surprised you didn't play for it.
Sure.
And he's taking this one along the top cushion.
I think what he tried, John, he tried to cannon it out.
70.
And he knew if he didn't quite get the cannon, he was always going to have the other red.
Yeah, but it looked to me as though he could have stunned him behind it and rolled it down the cushion. Those 2 reds on the side cushion are big problems if he's going to win the frame at this visit.
So even here, he could take a risk of potting this and moving that red this to the left of the blue, but it's all about the pot. That's the main thing. You've got to make sure of that. He has tried to develop it, and he's developed the red.
18.
Nicely played.
Yeah, that was an excellent shot. Gives him a chance, but it's not the best chance.
If he finishes dead straight on this red to the middle, he can leave the white where the red is and look at the angle he has on the pink to get over to that red. And that's
23.
not bad. Just coming around to have a look where he could leave the cue ball. And then he would be faced with the shot you suggested, John, dropping in behind that red or trying to develop it. 5 hours of fascinating snooker we've had in this semi-final.
24.
So, if he can't move the red, he'll drop in behind it.
Well, if he's looking this close, I think he'd like to pot the pink and move the red away from the cushion. He's got the perfect angle to drop behind it, but he'd like to move it by the looks of it. And he did nudge it away from the cushion. Well played.
30.
Well, when he started this break, there was 3 reds that were awkward. And he's played this to perfection, it has to be said. He did look very edgy at the start of this frame,
31.
but if he could somehow go on to take it with this fabulous clearance, his confidence will be fully restored.
Now, it all depends what sort of angle he's got on the blue here. Has he got the natural angle to pot the blue and just run into the black? If he catches a black full ball, then he'd be on the yellow to the middle. If he hasn't, then this yellow, it's not certain to get good position on it. With the green not being on its spot, it's a little bit trickier than it would have been normally.
I think he's dead straight on the yellow, but he should be okay. The brown, as John said, just blocking the green somewhat, but he should be fine. And this could be a big turning point in the match, because Alan looked all set
38.
to win another frame and make it 5 in a row. Needs to keep coming. He could be snookered. What a shot he's played there. He had
41.
so much margin for error and he decelerated, never hit it. I mean, he could have finished another 12 inches to 2 feet up the table and been on the brown. Now he needs a bit of good fortune to knock this safe.
Junhui 41.
Well, what an opportunity he's missed there. And
Thank you.
Alan McManus, I don't think you can believe he's still in this frame. He's 8 points behind. But just to be back at the table with a chance is a bonus. What was Junhui thinking of there when he played the green? Anything but short. This is a big frame now. That brown needs to travel. Doesn't want to leave a pot on for Ding because he's been knocking a few long ones in. Quick glance at the scoreboard. Junhui needs brown and blue. Is the brown worth the risk? It is cuttable. But it's one of those, because it's a thin cut, if you missed it and got close, it could stay in the jaws of the pocket. Big decision, this.
Well, he's back looking at the potting angle there. Just depends how he feels. He's not absolutely sure. I mean, it is a straightforward safety with a chance of getting a snooker. That might be the better option.
Well, in the end, he did play the pot, but wasn't that close. And if anything, aired on the side of hitting it too thick, where normally you air on the side of hitting it too thin. Will Alan be tempted? It's not that cold. Man, it has been chilly in Sheffield, as we see Junhui blowing into his hands. Now the experience of Alan McManus, much too risky. Has he got the snooker? He has. He's got the snooker, and I always say when you get to the stage of the frame, if you can have your opponent snookered, you become favourite. Easy hit, but can he get it safe? Can he get it safe?
Oh, it's going over the corner pocket. As long as it doesn't go tight, it's a chance. The white's tight on the cushion, but the brown's certainly not. But listen, it looks easy, but with the cue ball tucked up in the cushion, it's tough. The white will automatically come towards the blue. What an opening frame this is turning out to be.
Yeah, you've got to hit the middle of the cue ball here. Trust the table. This is a chance. An unexpected one. It's there. Now that cue ball needs to slow up. As long as it's not on the cushion, he won't mind.
4.
He's got a cut to the right middle. 4 points in it. So Alan McManus will need blue, pink and black. Ding Junhui, this would hurt him. He looked all over the winner of this frame when he was perfect on the green and snookered himself on the brown. Cut to the middle looks the obvious choice. Good pot. And if this cue ball runs like I think it is going to do, he's going to be on the pink.
9.
Just.
Well,
Thank
it's
you.
a thin
Settle
one.
down, please.
The white will have to go twice across the table. If he pots this, Junhui can still draw with the black, so he needs the black as well. Can he get it twice across and in behind the black? Can he pot the pink?
I think if he pots the pink, he's bound to be on the black. Come off the left-hand side, right-hand side, baulk cushion. The pink's right in the middle. I think he's going to be on the black. If it runs,
15.
just on it. It cuts.
Thank you.
It does cut. It's there! Well, what a frame! Alan McManus, I'm certain, was sat in his seat thinking he was gone. Junhui, so disappointed, leaving the arena. He was perfect on the green, under-hit it, only he knows why. And Alan McManus got a reprieve and grabbed it with both hands. He now just trails by 1. 9-8.
Thank you. Take your seats, please. Thank you. Frame 18. Junhui to break.
Junhui breaks off. Probably in a little bit of shock. And I mean, Alan, I talked about Alan being relaxed. Have a look at this in between frames. He's got a few friends in the audience. He spotted them and give them a little wave and a smile. I think he's enjoying himself there. It's a fairy tale story, John, when you think about it. I mean, everybody thought Alan McManus had retired from the game of snooker.
It's incredible, Dennis. It's incredible. And you know what it's like when you get in the twilight of your career. It's very hard to enjoy it out there in the heat of battle. Semi-final of the World Championship. It's just a fantastic story, and he should be so proud of himself. I'm certain everybody in Scotland is. Superb. Just got that safety a little bit too thin. Great pot.
That'll settle Junhui down. Listen, great players when their back's against the wall and they're asked a question. He's still leading 9-8, but he's lost 5 frames in a row. Sometimes they've got an inner strength and they produce their best.
6.
It's a little bit awkward here because he can't pot the black and go straight into the bunch. He's 2 reds, he'd be guaranteed, but that red is just slightly in the way of screwing into the bunch. And he's just knocked that one on the side cushion, so
13.
it's going to be a difficult pack to go into now.
$14.
And if he's straight on the black, he's going to just have to play for the single red up into the corner, past the blue and yellow. And he is almost straight. Now this will be another confidence booster if he can knock this in.
21.
It looked as if it was in.
Stop calling out, please.
Yeah, quite right. You don't want to be shouting out, you know,
21,
come on,
big
Alan,
Junhui.
and Alan comes to the table and there's nothing to have a go at. So, you know, don't need them shouting out. It's in between frames, you know, it's great to have the atmosphere, but not shouting out at that point.
Well, is he playing the cross double on this red here? He is doing. It's a bit risky. The only reason you don't like playing doubles, because if they don't go in at the jaw of the pocket, you're never certain where the red's going to finish. And he's left it on. Misjudgment. Gifted Ding Junhui a chance, and he knows that he's got Ding Junhui under pressure. Don't want to give him easy opportunities.
Well.
Now imperative off this red, he gets a nice angle on a colour. He'd probably play for a baulk colour. I don't think he can guarantee getting up for the blue.
Yeah, yellow or green will do, and it looks like the yellow's the one. He's in pretty good shape, so if he can judge the cannon, he's in good shape. Plenty of left-hand side, off the side cushion, anywhere into the reds would do.
Well, if it had actually dropped the cue in amongst them.
7.
Well, I say that. Can he get through to the red, to the right corner? Surely it looks as though he can. He can't. Well, how unlucky is that? He's got this red closest to the cue ball, but he deserves something easier than this. This is missable. I told you that was missable. A straight red to the corner wouldn't have been. How did he not finish on an easier red than that?
He was very unlucky, as we show you this attempted cutback, which almost went in. Well, it wobbled 4 or 5 times. Well, it was difficult to control this when the red is right over the pocket, and he can't play it with drag because he's close. But the pink's there, so if he's a bit too far for the black, he's got the pink. Playing it cushion first.
1.
Judged it to perfection.
And you mentioned, John, how proud they'd be in Scotland. I can tell you who will be watching. Big snooker fan, the former First Minister, Alex Salmon, and his father. His father is a snooker nut, loves the game of snooker. I met Alex up at a golf tournament at Archerfield Links, and he said his dad absolutely loves snooker.
But it is amazing though, isn't it? We always say this game's all about fraction, you know, because there's 22 balls,
60.
if you like, on a 12-foot by 6-foot table. And when Ding Junhui went into him, he looked as though he was perfect. But just one red covering the other.
17.
And it just left him a awkward cut. And the way he hit this yellow, he hit them right in the heart, and I thought, well, perfect. But the reds were just covering one another. Oh, does it drop? Does it drop?
Alan McManus, 17.
Just caught the near jaw.
One.
Should be okay. There's a red just above the black spot. As I say, when they're right in the jaws of the pocket, it's a little bit tricky just judging the position. It's come up a little bit short, but shouldn't be a problem. You can just head up towards the blue and then back for the reds. Those four reds, he doesn't have to play any cannons. They're all going to clear each other. So they're there for the taking. It's just he's got to go away from the black for one shot, as long as he gets nicely on the colour.
Nine.
Absolutely perfect. There's two reds of the four available into the left corner. And as they are removed, it'll clear the path for the two reds nearest the pink for the opposite
14.
corner. So it's a great chance now.
$15. $22. $23.
So that black that just finished right on the jaw of the pocket has cost Alan McManus, you'd have to say here. If that had have dropped in, as we show you it again, he just needed a little bit more pace. It just touched the near jaw and didn't drop. And this is a huge frame for Ding Junhui, it has to be said. He's lost 5 in a row.
30.
A couple more pots, and he's back on track.
$31.
He'll certainly be feeling a little better now.
37. 38. 45. 46. 53. 55.
Doesn't really matter whether he pots the brown and gets up to the blue. He'd like to clear the remaining colours, but he's done what was required.
58.
Power the brown in.
62.
This is a very classy frame
67.
that Ding Junhui has played here. And there's one of those lovely power stun run through shots. So he has stopped the rot. He lost 5 frames in a row. But what a way to stop that rot. That was a magnificent break of 80. And Ding Junhui is back 2 in the lead at 10 frames to 8.
Thank you. Frame 19. Alan McManus to break.
Alan McManus gets the break underway, and funnily enough, Steve has just asked us a question there, Dennis. What was he thinking at the moment? I don't think he had a clear mind. I think he just got to the table, he'd potted because the green wasn't on his spot, he needs to concentrate on the yellow. He'd come perfect on the green, and just a little bit of tension at the time. And we know that sometimes, and I'm not just saying this, but he has shown a weakness when it's come to the crunch sometimes in frames. And Alan McManus needs to stay close and keep asking him questions. But that's the only thing I can think of. Steve explained there, just a plain ball, pot the green in between the brown and black. Why he would stun round, maybe he just thought it'd give him a bit more feel to push the cue through and have to play a delicate shot. The only thing that happened in the last frame to me was that Alan just kept leaving Ding Junhui 1 or 2 long shots for nothing. And this young man, when he's in the mood, can pot anything. So he's got to play a bit better safety than what he has been doing. It's risky leaving this young man a pot on. Got to keep the pressure on him and see how it plays out.
Medium range chance for Alan McManus here. It's amazing watching Alan pot that type of shot as his head just moves gently up before he delivers the cue. He's always played that way. He delivers the cue in a straight line. You can just see the head just coming up and then straight in.
Giving this a bit of thought. There's one loose red available to the right corner because he's got a perfect angle to cannon into the pink and bring reds into play. Or maybe just play it a bit gentler, just to the left of the pink, and just nudge into the 3 reds to the left of the pink. Tried to play on the one that, oh, I'll tell you what, if he'd have caught that quarter ball, that'd have been perfect. He's okay, he's on a pot.
6.
As it turned out, if it had just flicked that red a bit thicker, it'd have been absolutely perfect. As I say, you can pot this red, but I don't think the black is available into this right corner. So you probably have to go back up for the blue. But he's getting his chances. He needs to make the most of them.
Yeah, he's swung it around, but it's going to finish a bit awkward. He really is totally relaxed out there, is Alan McManus. Have a look at this. You know, just spins the extension round. He's having fun out there.
There's one loose red on the side of the cluster, but he can stun round of 2 cushions here, but he's just got to avoid the kiss on the yellow. He's played this beautifully. I'll tell you what, this is top class. Okay, maybe another foot of run would have been ideal.
10.
As I say, the black won't go to the right corner, so he may have an angle just to pot this and go around the back of the black. Well, decided to play it with pace, and
11.
don't think the black's on now. But the thing you've got to admire, Dennis, is that he's playing the correct shot, and he's not holding back. He's not just trying to slow Junhui down with superior safety.
Alan McManus, 11.
Although that's a bit careless to get the double kiss.
Yeah, that certainly wasn't a superior safety shot that Alan played there. Now this is tough, just off straight. Sometimes you can follow this in. And that was never easy. Where's the red going to finish? Where's the cue ball going to finish? I think he can pot this in the middle pocket.
When Junhui won the first 5 frames of this match, was potting everything, made 3 centuries, you thought, well, this is going to be over with a session to spare. Doesn't look that way now. This is a chance for Alan if he can knock this in. And he's not letting anyone down. He's taking his chances still. This isn't an easy one, of course. The black tied up, pink unavailable. Is it worth it, Dennis, you think, to pot the brown and run into the pink? You bring a few reds into play, also may release the pink. Maybe worth the risk.
It's a good call, John. I think he's got the angle to do that. Let's see how he's cueing. But he's cueing down, so he's not playing that cannon. Now let's see what he's got up his sleeve here. This needs to work, the cannon, to free the pink. No, it's finished awkward. I think
6.
that choice that you suggested, John, previously when he potted the brown was on with top spin. And that's end of break.
Yellow ball.
Got the double kiss
Alan
again. I
McManus,
think
6.
the way he was reacting there was as if the white drifted slightly, and sometimes it can do. You're going against the nap. The nap of the cloth runs from the D area up to the black spot, and sometimes if you just get a little trace aside, instead of being tight on the cushion, the double kiss has left the white away from the cushion. It's not a plant, surely, the 2 reds. There may be. Oh, that will infuriate Alan if he knocks the plant in. It's almost on. It's just going slightly to the left of the pocket, but with a slight adjustment, he can make this plant. And Alan can only sit and see what the outcome's going to be, because he shouldn't have been there with the cue ball. But as happens a lot of times, you play a plant, you forget about the cue ball, but look where he's going to put it now.
Junhui, 1.
I was about to say this really will test Alan, but he could have done with being tighter to the green here. He's left an escape route, lots aside, just to land on the one to the right of the black. Oh, he's gone the wrong side of it. That's
Foul and a miss.
a mistake you don't normally see
Junhui 4.
from Alan. Knows his angles so well. Pink is available. There's no problem getting up for the blue, but it's a nice little angle here just to leave the pink for the left middle pocket.
One.
Well, the pink went in, but the drop of the arm tells me that he's not
7.
perfect on this red. Always look at the body language of a player. You get used to it when you're sat in your seat watching them at the table. That gives you a clue as to whether they're good or not. And he's not good on this red by any means. Can't just drop it in and be on the pink. Got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball. I mean, he could play for the black, but that would be a tricky black along the top cushion. This is not straightforward. That was a tough pot, that. Playing it with pace. Now, what's he left?
Junhui 7.
What has he left?
I think he may have gotten away with it, John, as we show you the red just go on the near jaw of the middle. But at first glance, I think it's pretty safe. This one may cut back, but it's a very thin one.
Just wondering about the red closest to the cue ball, Dennis. If he just stunned that in, he'd have the pink into the opposite middle. I know it's a very narrow angle, but maybe worth it.
He's just looking to see if he should have a go at that, what he might leave. But what a pot this would be from this angle. No. Thought it was worth the risk because he was on the pink and he knew it wasn't going to be a sitter left for Ding Junhui. This is equally as difficult as Alan's shot. Just about okay, as long as you stop short of the balk line, you know you've got the colour on. Once you reach that white line or past it, one of the balk colours becomes a thin cut, and it's just short of the line there.
That makes the points all square.
5. 6.
I may have to play a little cannon here on the 3 reds, just to the left of the pink. Be unlucky not to be on 1, but you always have that risk when playing these cannons. Well, he obviously thinks he could cut the risk out by playing for a red. And if he's on this one just nicely, he can just drop it in and be on the pink to the right middle. And of course in potting he'll bring the other 2 reds into play. Can he get on the pink? Yes, he can.
12.
Good chance now.
That's quite a low number he's looking for there. 56 will leave Alan needing a snooker. Just having to concentrate on the pink.
18.
Series of
19.
little stuns and screws. He's the best in the business, or definitely up there in the top 3 at break building and keeping close control like this. He really is.
But he's not happy where he's finished on the pink. Must have come a little bit too straight. This pink and those 3 reds and 3 more pinks would put him 41 points in front with 35 remaining.
Could hold the spot if he wants here. Pink would have gone on the black spot, but he's played it in such a way there's plenty of room for the pink.
25.
Needs to keep running.
26.
It's come up a little bit short. Another few inches there, and it was a straightforward pot on the pink. Leave the 2 reds for the right corner. Now it's a little bit more awkward. Shouldn't be a problem. I think he can still hold for those if he just drops it in.
32.
Yeah, I would like to have been closest to this red, but I agree with you, Dennis. It shouldn't be a problem.
$33.
Now, this pink. If he pots it, gets position on the red just below it, then it's frame over. Yeah, well played, right in the heart of the pocket. So, Alan McManus did have another opportunity.
39.
Yeah, I think Ding's confidence is fully restored
40.
again. That frame 18 was a huge frame in the context of this semi-final. He'd lost 5 in a row, and the fact that he won that, and he won it with an 80 break,
46.
he's really back on track again.
Well, that
47.
makes certain now that Alan McManus will not be coming back to the table, and it's going to be a 3-frame advantage. It didn't really matter about the pink. Alan won't bother getting out of his
Ding
seat.
Junhui, 47.
There's the
And
another
frame.
concession, so Ding Junhui, I'm not convinced he's back at his 100%. I think he's still a little bit concerned, but he'll only be concerned if Alan McManus can keep the pressure on. But now Alan McManus is 3 behind, 11-8, 1 to play.
Thank you. Settle down, please. Quietly. Frame 20. Ding Junhui to break.
No problem, we should be able to find the gap back down the table here. I watched that match that Ding played in the China Open, where if he wanted he would have remained in the top 16, and I've never seen him play so badly. He had gone completely, but it has worked in his favour. He's won his 3 qualifiers, he's come in under the radar, and now he's one of the favourites to lift this year's Betfred World Championship and be the first Asian player to do so. But there's a long way to go. Oh, look at this. Have a look at the result there. It was a great pot, but look at the outcome. Wow. Mid-session interval coming up. How many will he make from this position? That was quite incredible how he finished up on the black. He got the main part of that last shot, was potting the red, but what a result.
Nine.
The reds are sitting beautifully. Now, have a look at this. It was a great pot. He couldn't control 16. The cue ball, but cannon the black, but to push it on the
17.
way he did was amazing.
Yeah, well, just looking at that again, he was trying to screw around the back of the black, and kissing the black full in the face under normal circumstances have been snookered and on nothing. Now, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We could 24. Have a maximum. 3 reds, 3 blacks. And all the reds nicely situated in this third of the table.
25.
Well, he has made 6 maximum breaks, as Ding Junhui. Just have another look at this, how the black was cannoned into. But look at that, it hit the red, it come off the cushion, and he finished plumb on it.
$32. $33.
If he just plays a little cannon on the red that's left of the pink, or the pink itself, he'll leave himself a red to the right corner. He's got a nice angle on the black to do that, and if he's not on the one to the right corner, he'd be on one to the left. Don't think there's too much risk involved in this. Just hit the red, then the pink. But as I say, this is still on this red to
40.
the right corner. And once he gets around about the 64, 72 mark, if it's still all blacks, there'll only be one thing on his mind, and that'll be maximum.
Doesn't matter the fact that he's straight on the black, but look at the reds. Oh, you can see what he's doing with the cue there. He's got that 147 on his mind, that's for certain. And there'll be someone possibly in the Champions Lounge watching this. The gentleman that made the first ever maximum break here at the Crucible Theatre. The grinder, Canadian Cliff Thorburn, is over for the last 4 days. And his maximum started with a fluke red across the top cushion. Could Ding make a maximum with that fluke position on the black?
56. $57.
Gone very quiet in the Crucible. They sense something special could happen here. Just about okay.
64.
Yeah, this red, black, and we're in the Snooker's required stage. Well, practically one more red needed after this black. So I'd be amazed if he thought of anything after the red. But going for the black and the maximum break.
£10,000 for the high break. And a £20,000 bonus for 72. A maximum break. Well, I'm starting to get tense. I don't know what the crowd's like. There'll be an awful lot of people who will never have seen a maximum break before.
$73.
It's okay. In fact, he could roll this in, cannon the red just below it, and stay on the black. Well, he's deciding to screw on and off the side cushion.
81.
And held it well. Didn't hold it too bad. May have to play a little cannon here, just to hold the cue ball in the middle of the table.
There's just the one red that's a little awkward, the one nearest the left side cushion, and it's well away from the cushion. There's that little cannon.
'88. '89.
Well played. The tension's going to build. We've had 8 centuries in this semi-final. This will be a record if he gets
97.
the century break. There's never been 9 centuries made anywhere in a semi-final. So this, for the record books. Oh, he's come up a little bit short. He needed another 6 inches on that cue ball and he would have been perfect. He's going to have to leave an awkward black. If he's going to go around the angles, he's got to avoid all the colours. If he drops it in, it's a tough black. He's coming around to see what sort of angle he could leave. Just a fraction short there.
He was always going to lay himself for the tough black. Now, we saw in the Welsh Open this year, Ronnie O'Sullivan decided not to go for the black off the penultimate red and finished up making a 1-4-6. That won't apply in this case. And funnily enough, today, who made a 1-4-7? Ding Junhui. Come on, son, don't let us down.
Get in there. And he's got the side on it. What a black, played with loads of side to get towards the red. He needs another good one.
This is more difficult than the black.
Yes, it's there. Oh, look where the cue ball's gone.
113.
Well, even Alan McManus would love to see Ding cut this black in and get on the yellow.
There's been 10 maximums made at the Crucible.
Oh, he's overcut it. He's overcut it. What a shame, but what an effort from Ding Junhui. A chance of making a maximum break. And look what it would have meant to the Chinese player. But more important, that century break has given him another frame and he goes to the mid-session interval leading 12 frames to 8. Unlucky for Ding Junhui.
Thank you. Frame 21. Alan McManus to break.
Yeah, it's been a sensational match, this one has, and well, what a tremendous attempt from Ding Junhui in the frame before the mid-session interval to make the maximum. But I agree with Ken. I think if Alan has any aspirations of winning this match and getting to the final, he needs 3 of these remaining 4 frames. Tall order, but he's dug deep every time he's been asked, as Alan McManus so far. Shorter pace, you'd say normally, but it's not too bad now. Coming up behind the green, Snooker in Alan on all the reds.
It doesn't matter.
Foul.
Coming up short.
Ding Junhui 4.
He'd rather do that than hit it too hard and slide off the pack. It's just cost him 4 points. Yeah, Alan's got to start thinking about his match against his good friend John Higgins, because towards the end of that match he played unbelievable snooker. If you do it once, there's no reason why you can't do it again.
Ding.
Much better this time. First to 17 goes through to the final. A lot of snooker left. Now that was amazing. He nearly pulled that shot off. He played it with right hand side against the nap of the cloth, and it pulls the opposite way. It nearly curled in around the brown to leave a snooker. It goes the opposite way with side when you're playing against the nap of the cloth, which runs from the balk line to the black spot area.
Once again, not the best safety shot from Alan. Okay, may not have left anything for Ding Junhui to go at, but with his hand on the table, you'd expect him to play a better safety shot than that. I think he can just get past the blue to play this red to the right corner, but it'd be a very risky pot to take on. No guarantee of being on a colour. So just the safety.
I'm just going back to describing the nap of the cloth. The best description I ever heard, John, was I was commentating with Ray McAnally, the famous Irish actor who was in The Mission and My Left Foot, and he commentated on the Masters in Ireland. He described it, the nap of the cloth is like the fur on a pussycat's back. And I thought that's a good explanation.
This looks like a better line. Still can't quite find the ball cushion. That's a mistake. Caught it too thick and didn't go in off, rattle the jaws. So first chance, Alan McManus.
Well, he's won the tactical battle. The black's tied up, but the reds are pretty well placed. Look at the line they're in. And he can get onto the pink or the blue from here. But look how long it is since he last potted a ball. Just a minute short of half an hour.
I could only only assume he didn't want to play for the pink, because the pink spot, or the pink when it's respotted, may get tied up. Just about got an angle on the blue, it appears.
That red to the right of the bunch of reds is blocking the path for a few reds into the right corner, but there's a few others that are available. But they're all sort of lined up for that right corner. Or he's flicked the other red, which has taken the cue ball near the cushion. Should be okay. There is a gap here that he can pot this red and just stun between the other reds. And he can get back on the blue. Well, he's finished in no man's land. In fact, he's snookered on all colours. So he'll probably nominate at first glance the green or brown.
Green ball.
Green it is. Seemed to rush that one a little bit. I think he was so disappointed with his previous positional shot
13, Ding Junhui 4.
that he got down and just rushed it a little. This was the shot that I thought he could find the gap, but obviously the angle wasn't there, but it went all wrong. And Ding has had a good, long, hard look, and he doesn't fancy anything. But I would expect Alan to hit the green this time. He'd like to glance off the green rather than hit it full ball.
No, it's got to be that.
Yeah. Can you bring it up, please?
Just a bit further to the right, because gradually getting, that's where it was. Let's have a look. No, it needs to come a bit further to the right. No, that's not correct.
Yeah,
well, it's not going to make a great deal of difference, but it just means that this is slightly harder to hit.
Green ball.
As you say, Dennis, he got down and played it very quickly first time around. I expect Angles McManus to miss an escape like that. Caught that a little bit too thin. That's why the cue ball is bouncing on and off the baulk cushion. Easy safety shot on the red on the right hand side of the table. Unless he spotted a pot to the left corner where he can find a path back to baulk. I don't see it myself, but it's different when you're right down at the table. I mean, the red on the extreme left, if he could pot that and cannon into the three reds to the right of the black, okay, I think it'd be worth taking the risk, but I don't think he can play that cannon comfortably. I think it's just a safety off the red on the right-hand side of the table. But he's got other things on his mind here. He's taking a risk with this one. Well, he got the pot and he found the path. And he's just about okay. Straight blue to the top. No hanging about there. He was positive, which is what he's been throughout this match. Fair play.
Yeah, if he's got half a chance, he's been taking it on, and it's certainly been working for the 45-year-old Scot. So impressed to see him perform like this.
Be a little bit disappointed
6.
there. The question is now, can he pot this red to the left corner and hold for the pink to the right middle? If he can, then it's not too bad, but if he hasn't got that angle, got a bit of work to do. Oh, well, he can hold for the pink. No problem.
7.
Yeah, when you've got that extension on, there's such a distance between your bridge hand and the cue ball. It's difficult sometimes to control the white, but he's made a pretty good fist of that.
Dear me, what's he done here? The 3 reds to the right of the black, he's played for the one that's
13.
just above him. You can see how far he's overscrewed that.
This is a tough one he's faced with. Brilliant.
Going for him. He's not holding back, is he, Dennis? Another marvellous pot.
Well, he's thinking so positively out there. It's great to see this. It really
90.
is. Huge frame
20.
for Alan to take. We said he needed 3 out of 4 in this little mini session. Well, this would be a great start for him, but still needs a good few pots yet.
Yeah, that red again. Those 3 reds just to the right of the black. The red just above them. And this time, he's just about on it.
25.
Just to hold the cue ball, he can stun into the red just above it. Just a hold for the black. Just a gentle little cannon. Now,
26.
here's the question. Is it worth it? Let's have a look at the angle. Is it worth it potting the back black, screwing back into those 3 reds? Is it worth the risk? If it fell right, it'd give him a frame-winning chance. Decided not to play it. He'll now be wishing maybe he did.
33.
Unless he can get through to the red that's on the extreme right of the table. If he can't, if he's on the left-hand side, which he's playing, needs a good shot now, because he can't play for the black.
He does groan sometimes when he plays that type of
34.
shot, Alan. You can hear him.
Well, Dennis, it'll be a groan of delight because he could not have finished better on this blue.
Oh, the cannon. It's finished awkward. I don't think he's on a red. And that tells you, the body language.
39.
As we mentioned before, you can tell when a player walks around the table whether it's finished where he wanted or not, and he's out of position. Just when he was at the point where a few more reds and colours could have got him over the winning line in this frame. He's pushed the red safe.
Alan McManus, 39.
Couple of poor positional shots there caused him a problem. In the end, he ran out of position, but he's played a good safety. Not a bad lead. I think Junhui can't afford to leave Alan another chance. If he hits the brown full in the face, he will have done, or does it flick behind the pink? Does it flick behind the pink? You cannot get your breath.
Well, what a result Ding Junhui has had there. He was very close to potting that. And he's too close to the pink to swerve around it and try and pot this one. So he's coming off the side cushion. As he potted it, has angles, potted it. Oh! Well, he played to move it. If he had potted it, that would have been a bonus. But how close was he to knocking that in?
Someone once wrote a book about snooker called It's a Cruel Game. And I think the last couple of shots shows you exactly why.
And the red that Alan knocked safe, Ding has immediately brought back into play.
8.
Now this would be a cruel steal. When Ding missed the pot, it looked almost certain Alan was going to have an easy starter to clinch the frame. Ding could now pinch it, and he's got to give this 100% because, as I mentioned, it's a big frame in the context of this semi-final. That's not what he intended. It's gone wrong. So now, just looking to see if he can bring the green into play and possibly get a snooker.
Green ball. Ding Junhui, 9.
Didn't intend to get the double kiss. Alan letting Olivier Marteel, the referee, have a look to see where the cue ball is, just in case he should play a foul and it had to be replaced. But that's tight down the right side, isn't it? Just a little bit sticking out.
Well, that's as good a safety shot as he's played all evening. That is absolutely top draw. Well played.
He needed a thin one.
Foul and a miss. Alan McManus, 4.
It's cost him 4 points, but he'd rather miss it than hit it thick. I think Alan's having a look to see if he can put him in from where it's finished. He can have it replaced. I think it was tougher before, John.
Well, it's a matter of opinion. I personally have had him playing from where it is now, because he wouldn't have been able to hit this thin, and The 2 reds to the right of the black, there's always a danger you could knock one over the left corner.
I think it was just in the same line with the green. You want me to check?
Just asking if the cue ball was a bit closer
Otherwise
to the
I'll check
cushion.
if
Have
you
a
want.
look at the screen and then that'll give you the answer. Why did they not just have a look?
The referees, they don't like anyone else telling them what to do, Dennis.
And he has hit it too thick.
So here's a chance for Alan, comes to the table, 39 points in the lead. We're going back for blue or pink here. Needs this pot badly. Not quite. He was always aware that that cue ball, if he didn't catch it right, was heading towards the left middle pocket, and I think that's what's made him take his eye off the pot. Well, is he taking this on? My word, that was risky, and he's not got away with it. He's not got away with it. I can't believe he took that on.
Well, John, he's handed the frame on a plate to Alan McManus. He would put all his eggs in one basket there, but that was risky at that pace.
One.
So this black and one more red, and here's the shot that Ding Junhui played. Percentage-wise, what, 1 out of 10? Wasn't certain to be on a colour, even if he potted it. So pot the next red, go 48 ahead with only 43
8
remaining. So if you've not got a good angle on Alan, no heroics here. But he's perfect.
9.
He was 9-3 behind and then won 4 frames
16.
in a row. There was every
17.
chance he could have fallen 5 behind, but that's not the case. He's played a terrific frame here. That will get him back to just
24.
3 behind.
25.
Yeah, we suggested at the start of this frame, first one after the mid-session interval. Ken Doherty said in the studio that
32.
nothing less than 3 out of the 4 would do for Alan. And of
34.
course, that will be the goal he set himself. Well, he's won the first one.
$37.
And still looks to be cueing absolutely delightfully. Hitting the ball crisp, getting that cue through.
And marching round the table like
41.
a youngster.
Well, compared with you and I, Dennis, I think we'd regard him as a
46.
youngster. But this is a marvellous performance and well done.
Now,
52.
which pocket will Angles McManus put the black in? He loves a trick shot on the black. Now, don't just roll it up into the corner, Alan. Give us something special. Well, that wasn't easy.
Well, is that not special enough for you? What a tremendous pot that was. So Alan McManus He's not done with yet. He's not going to lie down. He's going to battle on to the end. Well played. Still 3 behind, but telling Ding Junhui, I'm not going to go away. 12-9. All through this tournament, Dennis, I did his second round match, Alan McManus, when he played Ali Carter. And he really started off slow in that match. I mean, he beat Stephen Maguire in the first round, and he's one of the toughest competitors he's met. Against Ali Carter, he started off the match, didn't play well, went 3-1 behind. And it looked, and I think that Ali Carter thought he only had to stand up to win. But boy, did he battle there, did he battle against John Higgins. It's just been unbelievable to see his performances.
Yeah, against John Higgins, he was playing safety shots, but he was opening the pack up as if to say to John, I'm going to make it risk a long putt. And it was working, because when he got in, he was making enough to win the frame.
Yep, I remember the first time I saw Alan when he came from nowhere, got to the quarter-final of the United Kingdom Championship when we used to have it at the Guildhall, Preston. And of course he was the man that broke Stephen Hendry's run when Stephen had won 6 Masters titles and he was going for his 7th. Played Alan in the final. Alan beat him. That was the quality he had. But that quality that he's shown today, as you said earlier, is just as good as anything he's produced.
Thank you. Settle down, please.
Wonderful to see.
The 22nd frame, Ding Junhui to break.
That's a pretty good break off if it pulls up slightly from Ding Junhui there. Might just be a path through for Alan to get back down the right side of the table.
Thank you, Alan.
Yeah, you can just see the reds to the right of the pink and get the white through a gap there. There you see it. Could have done without the flick on the brown. It would have been much more difficult than this.
Yes, I think without the flick on the brown, he'd have found the baulk cushion. He's not found the baulk cushion enough tonight for me. But if Ding Junhui was to take this red onto the left corner, which would be very risky, he won't be certain where the cue ball's going. Or can he get past the yellow to play the pot here and find a path back to the baulk end? He must think he can. Close. Now he's left a red here for Alan, I think. A straightish red to the corner. Black's available into both corner pockets. If he knocks this in, what a chance he's got. And it goes, deciding not to risk playing for the black. Cue ball needs to run. It's okay. Straight isn't too bad with this red very adjacent to the left corner. Just the wrong side of the blue line, but there is an easy red that just by rolling the blue, he'll be on and he can get on the black. Drop that in, so I assume he's left himself just a slight angle on this red. Played it well. Just a little bit short of pace. And the reason I say that, he can't play for the black now. He's just had a quick glance to see if the pink is available in the same pocket as this red. Well, he felt he could find 15. The gap, and he's played it very well.
Can you believe this, John? This is Alan's 130th frame in this year's Betfred World Championship, including the 3 at Pawns Forge in the qualifiers.
Well, that's what he said, hasn't he? When someone's asked him why the resurgence in form, he said he was getting bored with just practicing. Now this tournament's sort of a couple of months, he's getting all his practice on the match table. And he's played that nicely. That was a positive shot. And broke enough threads into play that he doesn't have to play any more cannons.
30.
Just good cue ball control. Could see him over the line in this frame.
31.
You know what it's like, Dennis. The hardest thing about the game is not actually coming out here in the arena and playing. That's what you look forward to. It's those hours of practice you have to do. And Alan said that with all the tournaments, he doesn't have to practice. He just gets all his play on the match table. And that's a nice little flick. That's a nice flick.
38.
Well, who would have thought before we started here at the Crucible that we'd have 2 qualifiers battling it out in the semi-final? Because Ding had to qualify as well. He's played 14 frames less than Alan, so he's had to play a lot of frames as well. Takes it out of you mentally. Ding has played 116 frames to get to this stage. But these boys look so fresh, and the standard
46.
they're producing in this semi-final is outstanding. Look at that, they're both in the 90s, 93 and 92%.
As I said, he doesn't have to play any more cannons, just keep nice tight control of the cue ball. And that sounded funny. That was a heavy contact, no doubt about it. That really threw the cue ball wide. So instead of having a straightforward shot now, he's got a tricky red with the rest into the left corner.
54.
His rest success, pot success, is 100%. 13 out of 13. And he's only missed 3 in the whole tournament, so. But what he's got to put out of his mind is that he should have been on a easier red than this. I don't know how much work he has to do with the cue ball. I don't know whether he'll risk just dropping it in dead weight and playing for the black. Just don't miss the red. Right in the heart of the pocket. It's running round. He won't have a good angle on the blue. But he'll have the blue to the top pocket, which he'll settle
55.
for. But there's a little bit of pressure now on this, because this is, after this blue, another couple of reds and colours. And it's another frame on the board. Right in the heart of the pocket.
Yes, it'll be another frame on the board. And it's
60.
another frame that he's winning in style, already on a 60 break. Talking about rolling back the years, I remember we travelled to New Zealand to play, and who turned up to watch the snooker? Mick Hucknall. And we went to his concert, one of the most famous songs of all time, Rolling Back the Years. Well, Alan McManus is doing that here.
Just looking at his body language, is he on this red? He is. He wouldn't look as calm, cool, as collected as that if he wasn't. So, this red to go 68 points in front with 67 remaining. And if he gets the black after the
67.
red, You wouldn't think there's any return for Ding Junhui in this frame. And Ding Junhui, well, he'll know now that for all his good play, that's okay, he's on the red. For all his good play,
75.
Alan McManus is not going to give in easy. If he's going to win it, he's going to have to win it himself. It's not going to be given to him.
76.
And a chance of a century.
$81.
What a shame. No century break. But he did what he had to do. And Alan McManus, with that magnificent break, has closed the gap even further. He's now just 2 away at 12-10. Well, this semi-final is something special, John. Already had a record number of century breaks for any semi-final anywhere. Quite incredible.
Yeah, and the standard, and as I say, I keep going back to Alan McManus, you know, I mean, when he lost the first 5 frames and Ding Junhui made 3 centuries, you just thought, well, the semi-final was maybe a step too far, but he's dug in there, he's taken everything that Ding Junhui has thrown at him, and Ding Junhui has just decided to leave the arena. So maybe he just doesn't want to sit there in between frames. Obviously, Alan, I feel, has got to stay close because you know what it's like. Come the final session of any match, if it's close, if there's 1 or 2 frames in it, then anything can happen. He doesn't want to be in a position where Ding Junhui has a 4-frame advantage, because that's the most Ding Junhui can have now. These next 2 frames are so massive, it's unbelievable.
Well, we said he needed 3 out of the 4 frames. He's won 2 of them. He's well on track for that.
I need that now. Sugar.
And of the 2, and I know Ding Junhui was very unfortunate with the attempt at the maximum, based on this evening's play, I think Alan has been the more measured of the 2. I know Ding Junhui is a tremendous player, and when he gets in, you're right, there's no one better at break building. But Alan McManus, it's just his approach to the match, it's just been so positive.
Thank you. Frame 23. Alan McManus to break.
The penultimate frame, and whatever you do, don't hit the blue. And that's a little bit careless from Alan. He's left a chance of a long red. Dear me, that wasn't even close. Not even close.
Thank you.
And things like that, when you feel as though you've made a mistake and left your opponent a chance, and they miss it by that far, it just gives you a little bit of feeling of security. But once again, Alan's just not finding that board cushion like he has to. He's left Ding another chance of a red.
He's not going to keep missing these half chances. Needs to pull up that cue ball.
1.
And it's not going to. I don't think he can get through to the blue, so it's just a snooker. And just rolling in behind the colour is not going to cause too many problems, you wouldn't think.
Ding Junhui 1.
He's blocked the path to get to the left side of the reds as we look at it, because of the couple of reds that are loose the right side of the bunch. But he could go twice across the table and land on the left side of them if he wanted.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you'd want to hit the left-hand side of the cluster as we look. The right-hand side, well, there's a couple of reds that are possible to the right corner.
Well, he's known as Angles McManus. Maybe Fingers McManus will do. He looks like he can play the piano there.
He's coming round of 1, 2, 3, 4 cushions here to nestle in the back of this. Got to be careful he doesn't hit the blue. There's the third, there's the fourth. Is he going to miss the black? Is he going to miss the black? Oh, superb!
Touching ball.
I wonder why they call him Angles McManus, John.
The downside is hit it that well, he's left a touching ball. So it's easy for Ding Junhui to get that cue ball back to the balk end. Trying to nestle up behind the green. Not quite. So here's a chance now for Alan. Hand on the table. He's got to find that balk cushion for me.
Still coming up short, and he may be able to take another cut into the corner if he can avoid the black. Looks a bit thin though, maybe just the straightforward safety. Yep. Oh, now then. That's a snooker player's pet hate, when you play a safety shot and you hit one of the balk colours full ball. Has Alan got the path round the back of the black? I think if he pots it, he will.
Yeah, nice pot. And just as we watch that red go in, it looks like that red that's near the black will definitely go to the left corner. How does he get there? He's going to play the blue to play for that red above the black. The blue is missable. The yellow's the easier pot, but I don't think he can get there off the yellow. Can he get there off the brown using the rest? That's what he's thinking.
Yeah. See where his back is? I've put the circle. That's where he'd love to get that red that John mentioned. Oh, he's missed the brown. He's concentrating on the cue ball.
He needs to miss position now, and he hasn't.
Alan McManus, 1.
Yeah, it was so difficult, that brown. He had a better angle on the yellow. That's about the 4th shot he's missed in something like 70 shots with the rest. In fact, 75, and he's missed 4. And the same applies to Ding Junhui. He'd love to get onto that red that we mentioned, but he's awkward on the yellow. It's not the best angle on the brown to get up the right side of the table. There's a couple of reds available into the right corner pocket, so he might leave that for the time being. Could get himself onto the pink here.
5.
Yes, I think that's the plan. What he'll do in playing this red, there's a little cluster below the pink, and he just play to nudge into them, open them up slightly. They won't play a lot of pace and leave himself on the pink for the middle. Oh, but it's gone wrong.
6.
It's gone wrong. Got into it too much. Still pot the pink maybe, but he's going away from the reds. That's not what he was looking for.
No, it was a half ball contact he wanted, and then the pink would have been straighter. Potting the pink, he's running away from the reds. Can he just hold it slightly? He's digging right down into the bottom of the cue ball. No. Trying to hold it made that quite difficult.
And I assume, Dennis, because he was trying to hold it, there's a red available into the left corner. Missed the pot, got the position. Another twist.
One.
Oh, he's got a slight angle. He's doing a bit of tidying up. He'd been cleaning the carpet earlier this evening. Now it's the cloth. I think there's at least one red available in the right corner. He'd love to get on the one we keep saying next to the black, but from that angle, he can't swing it around onto that red. And you can see by the little shake of the head that he can't.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations. If the blue was on its spot, you wouldn't mind playing for this red to the right corner. I think you'll have to play for it, to be honest with you. I agree with you. I don't think you can risk playing for the red that's just above the black. But there is a red available to the right corner.
Well, he has played for it, and he's played it perfectly. Brilliant shot.
Well, there you go. Why did we doubt him? Why do we doubt him? He's got nothing but positive thoughts in his mind. I didn't realise he had that much angle on the pink, in all fairness, but boy, did he play it well. Perfect.
8.
Wow, that wiped its feet a little bit, wobbled a few times. Just in off the left jaw there.
Bit straighter on this black would have been ideal. I think he's going to have to play a little cannon here. Fully commit. He's got red to the right middle. That's all you can hope for when you go into him. You've got a red to continue, and he's found one.
15.
He knows these are big moments in this match. To stay close, he needs to take this opportunity.
16.
And now, the 3 reds to the right of the black, I think the bottom one will go. So pot the black and screw into the 3 reds to the left of the pink. Bring them into play, you still be on a red to the right corner. Oh, would you believe it? He's played it perfectly and took his eyes off the pot.
Minus 16.
Can't believe it, Alan. Can't, and neither can I. Perfect cannon, missed the black.
Well, it's time for Junhui to pounce on that mistake. This semi-final will be played to a conclusion tomorrow afternoon, starting at 2:30. It's going to be a fascinating afternoon. Alan just chatting away as he has been to himself. Can't believe I missed that black. Took my eye off it. Well, he'd like to take that one again.
Sure.
He's gone at least 2 foot further than he intended.
Yes, he played for a red, believe it or not, to the right corner pocket. This one is very missable, and it's not a straightforward pot. It's got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball for position. Good pot, and got the position. Well played.
Yeah, that's the key shot. He's got a clear run now with the 5 reds perfectly placed. Doesn't have to worry about the red up near the cushion, the other end of the table. Oh, he wobbled that as well. A little bit of tension creeping in, but he'll settle for that.
16.
Let's have a look at this. Caught the right-hand jaw this time.
Thank you.
This black will put in 14
70.
points in front, and these 4 reds in the middle of the table with colours would be enough to leave Alan McManus needing a snooker. I'd take nothing for granted though at this stage of a match.
24.
Ding Junhui knows how important these final 2 frames are.
25.
$21 ahead now, 59 remaining. As I say, these 3 reds,
31.
3 colours, we'll see him past the snooker's required stage.
Thank you. 32.
Just a quick glance at the scoreboard there to reassure himself of what he needs. Just about okay. He wanted to be straight on this red,
39.
but shouldn't be a problem. It just means that he might have to just nudge the pink. I think he can screw back without catching that. Or if he does catch the pink, he wants to. Well, he might have to push the pink on now, looking at the way he's playing it. And he didn't want to be doing that. And he's left it just that little bit more awkward than it should have been.
Yes. I, like you, thought he'd have played a little stun shot. Now McManus may be thinking that he's a chance, a slim chance maybe, of getting back to the table. This pink is definitely missable. But he's got it, and he's got the position on the red. Good shot. Well played.
46.
He's a terrific pressure player, is Ding Junhui. You don't
47.
get to win 5 ranking events in one season without being good under pressure. He did that a couple of seasons ago.
And that pink going in and position on this final red means there'll be no return to the table for Alan McManus.
53.
So Alan now
54.
will be preparing for the final frame of this 3rd session. Can he keep it at just 2 behind? Because he's going to fall 3 behind for certain. 2 behind going into a final session. Really would be match on.
58.
Excellent shot from Junhui, playing out with lots of left-hand side. Get position on the green. Well, he missed the green. Alan McManus was in and looked to have the frame at his mercy. Mr. Black off the spot. It's hugely costly, and it did, in the end, cost him that frame. One more frame to be played in this important third session. Ding Junhui leads 13 frames to 10.
He was going along very nicely, was Alan, and all of a sudden he's Mr. Black off the spot. He hasn't missed many. He was just concentrating on the cue ball, just playing a cannon, and just took his eye off the pot. And that proved to be very costly indeed. He could have gone on to just be 1 frame behind, but as he's done throughout this year's World Championship, he'd put that to the back of his mind and carry on, John.
I'm sure he will, but it was amazing when he played that black. If you notice, he was looking where the cue ball had gone, into the reds. He assumed the black was in.
They're never in. You know, we keep saying if you don't give every shot 100%, you can miss anything. You know, even the easiest of shots. It's the same with golf. You can have a 12-inch putt. If you don't give it full concentration, you can miss it.
Yeah, take nothing for granted.
Thank you. The final frame of this session. Ding Junhui to break.
There we go. Not that many minutes away from 7 hours of a fascinating semi-final. Can Alan McManus take this final frame of this session? Every chance that the little thin one will get Ding Junhui down behind the yellow and near the cushion. Just skim this red. Not quite.
Just got past the baulk line. He's got to get that cue ball near the baulk cushion. I know I keep saying it, but he's just making lives so much easier for Ding to get a better safety with his hand on the table. Well, he didn't take advantage of it. Hand on the table. That wasn't the best safety shot. Massive frame this for Alan McManus, goes without saying. If he can stay within 2 of Ding Junhui going into the final session tomorrow afternoon, he's a chance. What a pot! And that's the difference, you see. If you don't get it tight on the baulk cushion, you always leave yourself open to your opponent knocking a pot in. And that was sensational.
Alan way ahead in the long pot success department, but he hasn't quite got the angle on the yellow to go into the bunch, so he'll have to play for a single red. he might try and force it, but he could do it a slightly better angle to get into the bunch. So it looks as if he's still going to have a go at it. Really had to power it, so he's not going in with a lot of power. And it was always going to be difficult purely because of the angle he had on the yellow. Couldn't generate that much pace coming off the cushion. It was a good effort though.
Alan McManus,
Red to
3.
the corner, he'll be using the yellow as a cover. Nearly found the baulk cushion. At least he's covered all the reds that popped. So Ding Junhui has got to catch this just right. That's a bit shorter pace, so no pressure on Alan. In fact, he has left a red on. Now, he's been very positive in this session. Well, in this tournament as Alan. Would he take this one on?
Yeah, it's a bit risky that, because he'd have to play for the pink. He's back looking at it again though, but I'm just wondering. Well, here we go. Dead straight.
Good straight cueing needed. Oh, decided to edge his bets and screw back into the baulk end. Needs a bit of luck here. Where's this red going to go? It could have gone a lot easier, but there's another red. I thought once he'd got down he was going to fully commit, but he decided to edge his bets, and by playing the deep screw with power, made the pot that much more difficult. See the way he had to throw his elbow into that to try and generate the power.
I honestly thought that Alan was going to play a good telling safety there. He thought about it, but then he decided on the pot. But I thought when he took the pot, he was going to fully commit and just stroke it nicely so that he could have finished on the pink. When you edge your bets and you have to hit it that hard, it makes it so much more difficult. Now, how costly is that going to be as this white comes up? He's still got the one that's near the pink spot available.
Four. Nine. Ten.
Gets to 65. There'll be snookers required.
16.
And it'll be more or less guaranteed a 4-frame advantage going into the final session tomorrow afternoon.
17.
I thought it was a couple of times tonight then that Ding Junhui started to wobble. That was mainly due to Alan McManus putting him under a lot of pressure. It's been a terrific contest. I still think there's plenty of snooker in it tomorrow, but you just felt that Alan needed this frame to stay within range of Ding Junhui. Listen, this isn't a guaranteed run to the line here. Well, he's decided to play for the black, and this is now awkward.
24.
How do you fancy this, Dennis?
Yeah, the little cannon didn't work. Alan knows that this is now a tough situation for Ding Junhui, because the reason he played for the black was to leave a nice straightforward roll along the cushion, leave the red that he just flicked. So it's gone slightly wrong for him, as you can see from that angle. A little bit of a blind pocket. No, he's put it straight into the cushion, and the red passes the black.
Junhui 24.
He thought he might block the pocket if he missed it. So Alan quickly out of his seat and back to the table.
One.
Well, I thought it had opened more reds up, but the red was just flicked back into the 4 there. But just tapping his forehead there, he knows that his last positional shot just went astray. He didn't catch the cannon as he intended.
Well, he used all the pocket there, but in it went, and Ding Junhui now is going to have to sit there.
This was the cannon, John. If he flicks the red along the cushion, he needed to hit it full ball and he'd have been perfect.
Yeah, the way he's hit it, he just needed a bit more pace. But it was a mistake. Now can Alan McManus take advantage of it?
Seven.
Now, I'm not certain what's available with these 4 reds. But he's got a nice angle on the pink, should he so wish to play a run through and cannon into those reds. But maybe the top one does go, because he's looking to play for the top one and play position. It does go. So no problem. Just play for that red, and then off that, the red in the same pocket as the pink. He'll be able to get on the black. Just got to keep his focus.
13.
It's been a long night. And only focus, concentration.
Yeah, it's been a hard day's night. That's for sure, but both these players have given us a fabulous semi-final so far. I can't wait for tomorrow.
$14.
Now, is there a plant there? Is there a plant? Even if there's not, I think he's got an angle on the black to just cannon that. There's no plant on, but he's got an angle to cannon the reds. Just got to be careful he doesn't stick on them here. Beautifully played.
Points now, all square. Delightful little cannon.
21.
He's developed those 3 reds. The points, as I say, are level.
$22.
Just come up a little bit short. You want to try and keep everything as easy as possible for yourself.
29.
Just having to run away from the black now. And Yeah, if you're not absolutely certain, get up off the shot, get back down again. He didn't do that on the black that he missed off the spot.
Yeah, he's playing a run through here. Got to be careful. He didn't flick off the other red and go in the middle. No, he juiced it nicely.
30.
So he pots this blue, and that will put him 14 points in front. So he's still going to need 3 reds, 3 colours. And he could have done with that cue ball running another 4 or 6 inches.
I'm wondering if it'll work to his advantage, because now he might try and pot that and move the difficult red the right side of the table. That wasn't his intention. He just come up short. So he's now debating whether to do that. He doesn't have to do. You've got to make sure of the pot. He'll automatically come down for the blue, but he's just thinking, should I try and move it, or will I concentrate on the blue? I think he's just going to concentrate on position. And that's the right decision, but he's coming up a little bit short for the blue.
36.
Just over 7 hours match time. And, well, probably the best 7 hours we've ever seen at the Crucible Theatre. This has been an unbelievable match. The standard, the century breaks that have been made. And looking at the points scored, Alan, practically 460 points behind, but if he can win this frame, that will count for nothing. Forced it in. If it runs, he's on the red. Well, he's on the red to the far right corner or the right middle. Take your choice.
42.
Clever thinking though, John. He tried to move the red and he knew this was his backup shot if he didn't cannon the red out.
Three pots away from reducing his arrears overnight to 2 frames. Oh!
43.
Well, there's one of them. Boy, that looked wide.
I think in slow motion that would have wobbled 4 or 5 times. I'll show you it again. It jumped the red and it almost jumped to the left side of the pocket, but 1, 2, 3, 4 wobbles and in. But this is tricky.
Yeah, he's not played this well. But if it's tight to the cushion, it's a lot easier. Well, it is. Almost tight. Got to fully commit to this. This red and the black. For 12-10. Don't play it with pace. Just drop it in. Oh, you play it with pace, you miss it.
Alan McManus 50.
Didn't fully commit. Edged his bets. Should have gone all out for this.
Yeah, you've got to hit the ball and the cushion at the same time. And even with a little bit of side, it helps the red to cling to the cushion. But at least he's knocked it safe. He's had a result.
But will he get a better chance than that to win the frame? Well, that's not the best shot from Junhui. It's a nothing shot, really.
Yeah, there's all sorts available to Alan here. He can play back behind the black to cover that. He could even debate taking on a double. He's took the double on. It's come back across the table and there's a chance for Ding for a long red. Alan decided he had a straightforward safety shot. He thought, I'm going for the double. I'm going to be on the black. I'll win the frame. But now that he's missed the double, it could cost him the frame. Big shot coming up for Ding Junhui. No. Bit of tension creeping in this final frame. Understandable. Will he be 4 in front? Or will he be 2 in front? That is the question.
Alan looking at this red and now looking at the potting angle. It cuts. Red and pink or black to get to the snookers required. He doesn't have to play the cut. He could play baulk cushion first and kick this red down the table. He's had a look at the potting angle. It's very thin, but you'd feel the cue ball would come back down towards the pink and black. Big decision. In the end, decided not to play the cut. It's not a bad safety. It's not great.
Now, if he's going to remove the red that's near the right side cushion, he's got to be very careful. He might double this red across past the black into the corner, but he's got to miss the double kiss here. He's hit it thin enough to miss the double kiss. He's pushed the red over the pocket. Is the green coming to the rescue? I think it might have. And now all of a sudden, Alan still sitting in his seat. It's now anyone's final frame of this session.
Yeah, but I'm wondering whether he can get past the green to get to the potting angle of this red just to the left of the black. He's settled for that, and he can. He can. So he's got to fully commit now to this pot. If he can knock it in, okay, he might not be able to get on pink or black, but any colour will do with that other red sitting over the hole. Big shot, this.
Got to watch the right middle pocket here with the cue ball. He's not going for it.
Well, maybe can't blame him. Didn't want to take the risk. His choice.
Covered the one near the black, but he can see this red, the left side of the table. He'll play a similar shot to the one that Ding played, and the red will be coming across past the black and towards the right corner pocket, but it's all about getting the cue ball back up the table. But just keep one eye on the red here. Well played, though. A little bit more pace and it would have been perfect. Tense moments in the Crucible Theatre here this evening for this final frame of this session. It's a terrific pot, and it's a terrific kiss that he's had on the pink to leave himself perfect on the blue. But it was a brave pot he took on there. That was far from easy. Deserved a little bit of good fortune. He was going to be on one of the baulk colours. It was all about the pot. Now, can he hold himself together and open up that 4-frame advantage? going to be awkward. It's going to be very awkward.
6.
You have to be very precise going that side of the table with the black situated as it was. So you might have to wait for another chance. He's going to play the snooker here. And he's overdone it. Where's the red going to finish? He's overdone it.
Ding Junhui, 6.
Definitely lots of tension there as Ding shakes his head.
Well, he should get a good safety here, Alan. I mean, if he just sends this red up and down the table, play a cannon on the pink if you like. As long as you don't run that red off the board cushion into the brown, it's going to be safe. If you get the snooker, all well and good. One good safety shot here. Well, is the brown going to come to his rescue?
Wow. That is rather fortunate. He didn't hit that. He was hoping to send that red past the middle pocket. Is that the one that's going to pave the way for Alan to take this last frame? It's all about where he's going to send that red when he hits the cushion.
Well, both players have had excellent opportunities to win this frame. The bottom line is, if Alan McManus can somehow get an opportunity on this last red, and he can just be 2 frames behind in the final session. He's hit the red. Where's the red going? Where's the cue ball going? He's got it safe. That's all he could hope for.
Now there is a possible shot on here for Alan McManus. If he can send that red around the angles, he could get it somewhere behind the black and screw over towards the ball cushion. He'd have to be very precise with that, but if anyone can send the red ball around the angles into a safe position, it's Alan. That's what he's attempting. Here comes the red, and it looks pretty good to me. He's in behind the black.
Well, if he can't get past the blue, he could not have played it any better. Is there a path back past the blue? Not without a swerve. Not without a swerve. So he could leave this.
He doesn't want to look. Now, where's the red going?
He's got it safe. He's got it safe. He could not have expected to get it safe like that.
Now, there is another shot for Alan here, just to send the red off the side cushion over onto the left cushion. He's got the yellow, brown and green to possibly get the snooker behind. If he can't hit it full ball, he might try that. And that's what he's played. Has he hit it hard enough? No, he didn't quite judge that.
He's left the cut on. Okay, it's a very thin one. But you just feel if Ding Junhui, as Alan sits down disgusted with himself, should never have left a sniff of a pot here. If Ding Junhui will just go all out for the pot, the cue ball will be running across the table, but if he finishes on a colour, he becomes favourite for the frame.
Now then, as Ding Junhui turns away, has the green gone awkward, or is it still going to be potable in a few shots' time? Can he pot it from here? but Alan's last shot was probably the poorest safety he's played in the whole match.
Green ball.
The green will go. He's talking away. He knows he played a poor shot.
Yes, and now Junhui, 19 points behind.
4.
We'll need the 6 remaining colours to have a 4-frame advantage going into tomorrow's final session. Alan McManus was so close. He was 1 red and a colour away from reducing those arrears to just 2 frames. It's looking unlikely now that Junhui is going to miss.
Nine.
Still going to be a fascinating session tomorrow afternoon. These players will come back and start at 2:30. One good positional shot here. Yeah, there's no problem with getting from pink to black. The black's over the pocket. This has been such a key frame. But it's the first to 17. Look forward to tomorrow.
18.
Anywhere up the table, anywhere past the blue spot, and it's a sitter of a black over the pocket. Anywhere over that side of the table was going to leave him an easy black.
24.
It looked like Alan was going to close to 2 frames, but in the end, Ding has held his nerve there, and he's cleared the colours up, and he'll be absolutely delighted. He goes into the final session leading Alan McManus by 14 frames to 10. What a semi-final.